You know, it's kind of funny. Until we started actually recording these things, it never occurred to me how many of these things we actually do. It's another Jeep. Unbelievable. This one's a little bit older. That's okay, it's still a Jeep. So what we got going on in this guy today, put in a Marine radio from Kenwood along with the Marine 5-channel amplifier. And then we're also gonna put in some Audison Prima 5 1/4s all the way around. My feeling is if you have to do a 5 1/4, you might as well do the best 5 1/4 you can afford. And the Primas are some of the best 5 1/4s you can afford for sure. Now we're gonna go ahead and get this thing apart, figure out where we're gonna put the amplifier. I think it's gonna go underneath the back seat, but I'm not sure. And then, you know, film it for you guys to watch. Let's get to it. Ooh, small chassis radio. Now the one thing Kenwood amps don't come with for some reason, I haven't figured out why, is a bass knob. They don't have bass knob. I get it that the radio has a bass knob in it, but a lot of people like to turn it up and down really quick. The Jeep owner does too. So what we're gonna use today for that is the Pack Audio LC1. The LC1 is just that. It's a knob. It's not necessarily a bass knob. It's just an RCA controlled knob. It has an input and an output. So basically you come out of the radio into this and it says input, and then out of this says output to the amplifier. Mount this somewhere in the dash and you can turn the subwoofer up and down. Let's go ahead and take this and figure out where to put it. All right, so what did you come up with?
We want to put the amp in here. We want to make the bracket, hold it from here.
Pull the seat thingy off?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't want to drill through this floor if you can avoid it, because there's a gas tank underneath it. Don't be hitting it with some 2-inch drywall screws.
Yeah.
You'll make your gas tank into a fountain. We're also going to run new speaker wires throughout the car, just because this is an older Jeep.
Yep.
And that would probably be a good idea. All right, so right now we're going to take the back seat out so that we can replace the 2 top speakers. So in his Jeep, it has the premium sound system. It has the 6-inch woofer in the center console. It's got a set of 4s and a set of tweeters in the dash. This is the upgrade package compared to the normal 4x6 that comes in the front, but it's still just a 4-inch speaker. What we want to do is upgrade it to a 5 1/4. And we're going to use these to do it. This is the 821013 Jeep bracket from Metra. What it allows us to do is put a 5 1/4 in place. So let's go ahead and get this mounted into there. You know, every now and then when you're pulling these out, these metal clips like to stick. Duckbill pliers, they come right out. This is also the same clip they use on an F-150 dash. They always stick too. Now I will tell you this, if you have the 4x6, the brackets aren't gonna fit in there right off the bat. There's actually a piece of metal here that loops through and goes up top here that you do have to remove. When they do the premium sound system, they remove them from the factory, but you can easily cut them with a saw, a grinder, a Dremel with a cutoff wheel, and then fit the 5 1/4 in place. So for this install, we're gonna go ahead and run new wires. So we've added a pigtail to the speaker, soldered it on. So let's go ahead and get this amp wired up. How this is gonna work is we're gonna have the power and ground coming out of this side along with the 2 rear speaker wires. And then the front 2 speaker wires and the remote are gonna loop around, hook up with the RCAs, and go this way down this side of the car. Oh, you know what we got to do? We got to remove that bracket right there.
But
what is
that's
that?
good.
Let me grab the torque. Here, try that. Let me go get you a grease pencil. Here you go. I'll get you a drill. There you go. Alright, so for this install we're using a down-firing Q-bomb rhino-lined box to go along with the waterproofing theme. Now what we've done for this is right here, we've gone ahead and added a 1-inch thick piece of the plastic we use for the amp mount. The reason why we've done that is because we don't want, even though it's rhino-lined, we don't want the wood to sit on the carpet. Carpet's gonna get wet. Rhino-line isn't 100%. Plastic is. So this will also raise the box up an extra inch and give us a little bit more room for breathing on the subwoofer. Now the subwoofer we're putting in is the Kicker Comp RT. So we're gonna go ahead and get this bad boy in this box. One of the nice things about the kicker woofer is, like in a box like this that is Rhino line, they do have foam already on the back of the speaker, so I don't have to do that. Alright, we're done with hooking everything up. Now we're gonna go ahead and polarity check all the speakers as usual. Good. Good. Alright, so that's good. Now let's have the other fun that we always do. Now the major difference between a 5 1/4 and a 6 1/2 is that mid bass. 5 1/4s typically don't have a lot of mid bass. They have great mid range, but no mid bass. So be very careful when you're setting your crossover point. You typically want to start a little higher. So in like a 6 1/2, you might be able to get away starting at 80. On a 5 1/4, you definitely want to start at about 120 and kind of work your way up from there. So as you guys know, we do a ton of Jeeps. And this being an older Jeep, it has the 5 1/4s like we've mentioned before up to this point. Now, in all the other Jeeps, we like to do the R-types, we like to do the Rockford, sometimes we do the Hertz, sometimes we do the Focal, but most of the time it's either the Rockford Punch or the R-types. And the Jeeps that have the 5 1/4s, Prima, Audison Prima speakers are the speakers you want. They fit in the cool adapters that they make, you know, that Metra makes that we showed you. They fit in those perfect. They fit in the overhead. The factory grill goes on. It's almost like a made for Jeep speaker. The tweeters are nice and flush inside the cone. If this sounds like an advertisement for them, it's not. It's just, I really love the way the Primas sound in these Jeeps. Plus the other thing too is typically when you're doing one of these Jeeps, there's not a ton of room, so you need a small amplifier like the Kenwood. And these speakers just get up and dance when you're doing this amount of power to them. So if you're interested, you know, you guys ask us all the time, what speakers? If you have one of these older Jeeps, look at the Audison Prima speakers. Those are the ones you're gonna want. I kid you not. All right, well, this guy is done. I'm excited. Let's get to the next one.
We have a good one for you today. Look at it. If you are mad, please count to 10. Breathe. So there you go. Crack screen right here. So when I take it out, so the radio is out. Actually the screen, it's out. She's gonna send it back. When she's ready, she's gonna bring the new one and we can put it back.